Hello, this is Jamerica 5288, and this morning we're going to make salted codfish in coconut milk. So it's going to be codfish with coconut sauce, coconut milk sauce. So what you're going to need is, of course, some codfish, about a half a pound, a can of coconut milk, 2 onions, some garlic. We're going to use about 2 cloves. A bunch of escallion, otherwise known as green onion. Gosh, I gotta get it together. A habanero pepper, a bell pepper, and 1 large tomato or 2 small ones. So, oh, and of course some black pepper. You notice I didn't talk about salt with the codfish because this is salted codfish. If you can't find salted codfish, go ahead and get regular codfish and put some salt in it. You see, this is dry cured saltfish. So if you can't find this, just get regular codfish and add salt to taste. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to chop up my escallion. Notice I only used the tops of my escallions because I plant them out in the yard, and I use them over and over again. They just keep growing back up. So I just use the tops. So we're going to chop that up. I wonder if you can see me. Let me move you down. There we are. This is not my favorite knife. The other one is over there drying. But it's okay. I will make do. I like the smaller knife. After I finish this, I'll go over there and get it. Okay, so the green onion is cut up. Let me get my smaller knife. Okay, I washed off my bell pepper already. Always wash off your grocery store items and make sure you take the label off. I've done that before. And we're going to get these seeds out. I forgot to mention. So you're going to take your salted codfish and you're going to soak this thing for 30 minutes, or 20 to 30 minutes. And then you're going to take it and you're going to put it on a medium flame and you're going to boil it. We need to get some of the salt out, so do that while you're cutting up your vegetables. So we're going to cut up our bell pepper. Get those seeds off. Put them in my bowl. Y'all don't see my bowl. I put it right here so you can see it. My lefty, so everything is backwards to me. So I'm putting everything into the bowl. I think, well, I'm gonna use the whole bell pepper. I already cut it, so. I love the taste of fresh sweet pepper or bell pepper, depending on where you're from. That's what we call it some places. Sweet pepper, bell pepper, same thing. That's done. Onto the tomato. center. There it is. I don't want that piece. The top. I don't want that. One down. See how quick this is? Cook your own food. You don't necessarily have to eat this for breakfast. You could eat this any time of the day. It could be dinner. I mean, I just like it for breakfast. That's just me. But you could eat this any time of the day. You don't have to, and also you don't have to use codfish. You could use mackerel. And I've done a mackerel rundown before, a mackerel in coconut sauce before on this channel. You know, just scroll through and look for it. It's there. It's there. It's one of my early ones, so. It's the same process, about the same ingredients. You know what I forgot? Thyme. Let me see if I have some thyme in the refrigerator. That goes in this dish for sure. If I don't have it in the refrigerator, I'm gonna have to use dry thyme. Lucky day, oh happy day. I have time. I'm just gonna take a couple of sprigs out of here. About that much. Voila. I'm gonna wash it off and I'm gonna throw it in the I call it a pail. You throw it in the bowl with everything else. Okay, that's done. Get that off. Get this off. Take my habanero. I'm gonna chop this up. If you have sensitive skin, put some gloves on when you're chopping up the habanero. Some people, it starts burning their hand. It doesn't affect me. I don't think it ever did, but if it did, I got so used to it, and my skin got tough after I cooked so much. It doesn't bother me anymore. So if you have sensitive skin and you're cutting up habaneros, wear gloves. You want to mince that up real good, real fine. Now, there are some people who can't take hot food, and if that you have a couple of people in your house that are like that, just go ahead and cut the habanero in half and put it in there, or don't put it in there at all. I believe that habanero brings out, and cut the habanero in half, put it in the dish, and then take it out so that somebody doesn't, you know, mistakenly think it's a bell pepper or something else and burn their mouth. But if you really can't take hot food, just don't put it in there at all. Here's my habanero. There we go. On to my garlic. I want the equivalent of 2 pieces of garlic. And this one has little ones, so I have to use more than 2. Here we go with this thing. This thing, it always does that to me because I'm not paying attention. It always overflows. I always have a mess. My fault. All right, so 1. And what I'm doing is I'm smashing the garlic because it makes the cloves easier to come out. Sometimes they fly across the room though. All right. I already burnt up the stove, so what else can go wrong this morning, huh? Still happy. I'm eating codfish rundown, or codfish and coconut sauce. I'm gonna name it codfish and coconut sauce. People like that more, but I'm gonna put AKA rundown. So I got my garlic out. Let me get all my trash over here into a nice little neat pile. I should have got a bowl, but it's too late now. Take that off. Take that off. And it's falling apart because I smashed it, so it's kind of already minced, but I'll make it smaller. You don't have to put garlic in either, but I love garlic. And garlic is good for you. Actually, all of this stuff is. Anything fresh. Only thing that's not fresh is this. And my grandmother would be mad at me. She'd say, you know, you should grate your own coconut. And I was like, I don't know. I'll check the price on coconuts, and I'll use this and put some water in it. You see this? This is one of them Vitamix. That'll do it. I'm not killing myself grating up that coconut. No, 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 Grandma. Not me. All right. Keep on taking it. You see how I'm holding my hand, right? And I just use it do it like a fan. And then I scrape it across, put it back in a nice, neat little pile. Chop it again. All right, so put my garlic in. Everything goes into the bowl. If you have a real sharp knife, don't do what I'm doing because you'll cut your hand. My knife is a little dull. Okay, cut that off and get the skin off of this onion. That reminds me, I gotta go outside today and plant some more onions. I use onions a lot. I use onions, garlic, and ginger a lot in this house. And all of those things are good for you. All three of those. But onions and garlic are like a staple. You should always have that. Onion, garlic, and I don't like potato, but potato is a staple also. It's a starch. So all you need is a protein and a starch, and you got a meal right there. So I'm doing this similar to a tic-tac-toe method. I'll show you the tic-tac-toe method in a minute. But I'm cutting because these are small. That's why I cut it like that. Then I'm going to take these and I'm going to mince it. Put it in a little pile. I mean, you don't really have to get the onion really small. Just cut up enough. Diced. Doesn't have to be minced like the garlic. Remember, you already have onion in there. You have green onion in there. Different flavor palette than this onion. This what is it? Yellow onion. But the green onion, you know, they both have their own distinct little flavor, but they're both onions. So green onion, I like the way that tastes. I really do. All right. I also keep green onion in the house. Always. And the reason why I always have it in the house is because I put it in a pot and I plant it. I sprout it. So and then I plant it. Let me finish my sentence. So tic-tac-toe method is 1, 2, 3, 4. You leave the bottom on the onion and it becomes, you cut it like a tic-tac-toe. All right? Then you just cut across and they're automatically diced. When you get to the bottom, of course, you're going to have to fix that, but take that off. That's cut up. We're done with that. So we got all our vegetables cut up. And I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a pot. We're going to open up the coconut milk. We're gonna saute the vegetables. We're gonna open up the coconut milk, put it over it, mix it all in. Basically done. See you in just a second. So I decided I wanted it to taste fresher this time. Woo! Don't do that. It's on 8. It's supposed to simmer. I'm going to put my thyme in first to get the thyme taste into the coconut milk. Okay? Okay! It's a bad habit. Sound like that principal on what is it? South Park is always saying, "Okay, okay." Annoying. I'm gonna correct that. All right, so I got my thyme in there. I got some grease that I used yesterday for chicken gizzards, and I'm gonna use it to fry my dumpling. And all this thing is flour, baking powder, salt, and water. I used about a half a cup. It's just me this morning, so I'm gonna do 2 of them, 2 or 3. It's already hot. Now you notice I pinched the center, and I'll make it big so they can look pretty for you guys. These are called cartwheel dumpling. When you put the center, punch the center and make it look like a wheel. Put it in the hot grease, and it will come up to the top. This is supposed to be simmering. I'll bring that down a little bit. I want that thyme to get infused into the coconut milk. If you look up there, you'll see that my cartwheel rised. I'll put my second one in now that one has risen to the top. And all that is chicken grease. So, I mean, it'll be fine. It'll be just fine. Okay, so I got that done, right? I got this simmering. I can smell the thyme. So, let me go ahead and put the rest of the vegetables in there. Get them all in there, the lovely mixture. And you can add chocho to it. Chocho is also known as coyote squash. Add that to it. I mean, you could put any vegetable that has a mild flavor that is not going to change the main flavors of this dish. Coyote squash, that is not going to change this dish, and it'll stretch it out more. So, put that to the side, and I'm going to mix my vegetables in. Turn this up to about 4. Well, turned it up to about 5. I want to cook them a little bit, but I want everything fresh today. If you don't want the fresh taste, do your vegetables first and then saute your vegetables and then put your coconut milk in. I just felt like I needed freshness today. Let me flip these with another tool. They're bubbling up. Let me turn this down, it's too high. Turn them like donuts. Ooh, they look good. I need them to cook all the way through though, so I don't want it too high. Oh, forgot something. Black pepper. So let's put some black pepper in there. And we're not adding black pepper for the burn or for the heating it. We're adding it for the taste. So I'm putting about a half a tablespoon of black pepper in there. I'm gonna mix it in. Doesn't that look good? We didn't even add the codfish yet. The codfish is gonna set it off. So let me put this. There's no salt in here right now, right? Put this in my hand. Check it. That's what it's supposed to taste like. That is what it's supposed to taste like. Ooh, it is hot. So I got my codfish here, right? It's a little hot, so I'm gonna put it in this bowl. We need to flake this codfish prior to putting it in the pan. Get all of it out. Get a dishcloth. Oh, I put the wrong one in there. That was a mistake. Flip this over. I don't want to burn my my dumpling. They're done. They're done. Did it done done done. Golden brown. That was simple, huh? So the codfish, I'm flaking it in. Not small pieces, but big enough. You see that? Flaking it in, and that's what's going to give you your salt flavor. You don't need salt. I mean, I'm going to check to make sure that there's enough salt in it. I'm pretty sure there will be. This thing is cured in salt, so adding salt is not a good thing. All right. Breaking them apart. Throwing them in the pot. Everything goes in the pot. Well, if you go to your supermarket, you're going to notice that the salted codfish is expensive. It's going to be like, how much did I pay? $10, $12 for 1 pound. But if you go to the fresh part of the supermarket, it's actually more money. And salted codfish, remember that when you have salt on something, it makes it denser. And so you'll have, the codfish may have weighed 2 pounds before they put salt on it, because salt cure is basically dehydrating the fish. If you buy fresh fish, you're paying for water and fish, because they're, it's all moist and stuff. You're paying for that moisture. So buying salted codfish, if you don't have high blood pressure, is a good thing because you actually get more for your money. This is just a Jamaica theory. It's actually a fact. I dehydrate meat all the time with salt. And you lose about 30% to 40% of the weight when you salt cure something. So I'm gonna let that simmer. Take my bowl and put it in the sink. In a minute or two, I'm going to check it. So I'm not going to keep you while this thing is boiling or simmering, because I don't think I want my tomatoes to still be intact. I want to recognize them. If I had sauteed them, you would just see red blotches. It is changing the color of the coconut milk. Take it up to 7. It is changing the color of the coconut milk, and it's no longer that, that white color. It's actually turning into a beigeish pink looking color. But reduce the coconut milk so we get our sauce on, which is called, the reason why the West Indians or Jamaicans call it rundown is because all of the coconut sauce runs down your plate, and you sop it up with your fried dumpling. Or your it runs across the plate, and you have banana, and you just have the coconut sauce is just delicious. Deliciousness. So I'll get you back when I reduce this. It'll be 5, maybe 10 minutes. And then you'll see what it looks like, and we'll plate. Just a second. So we're about 5 minutes in. I'm gonna check it for salt perfection. And this is a taste test. Everybody's taste buds are different. It's just fine. It doesn't need any salt. I'll bring you back when I reduce. It's almost there. I have it on about mid-flame, medium. So I'll bring you back when it goes down to where I think it's supposed to be gravy-like. So right now it's just watery. Okay? It's supposed to be gravy-like. So I want to let you to look at the consistency. You want to be able to see a line. When you draw a line, it should open up, and then it'll fill back in. See that? Drawing lines, and it fills back in. Drawing lines, and it fills back in. That's the consistency we want. We're going to turn it off. Let it cool off for a second, and I'll be back with you. One additional thing that we need to do is we need to pull that thyme out. Pull it all out. No one wants any thyme in their plate. So make sure you get that stem out. See you in a second. And there you have it. Codfish rundown. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that a pretty plate? And it's good for you. It's mostly vegetables and it's fish. To cut down on the salt, you might want to use fresh codfish. Just add a little bit of salt. Salt brings out the flavor, but everything else will be exactly the same. And as I was saying earlier, you can use coyote squash. Chocho is the same thing in this dish because that's a mild vegetable. But this is delicious and it's good for you and it's good for your kids and they will eat it. Most likely they will eat it. You know, you might have a picky eater here and there, but this tastes very good. Hope you expand your horizons and try new things all the time. Different flavors from different groups. It's funny how one group can take the same stuff and make it taste totally different with the added spice. So expand your horizons and start eating stuff from different places. You'll enjoy yourself and you'll be glad you did most of the time. Some of the stuff, I don't know. I've had some experience where I didn't like stuff, but most of the time I was like, oh my God, what did you put in that? So yes, I'm a foodie. I'm gonna stop talking, I'm gonna get to my breakfast, and I hope you all like my video and I hope you all like and subscribe. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.